Monkey King is good, but you need to leverage it with another hero that can run in. So you're now going to reveal whether this is offlane Shaker, or you could, okay, Liquid, you can completely keep it up in the air. This does mean you need a bulk type hero in your final pick, though. You could just go for this kind of approach where, they can't actually turn on you because they're too busy dying. I just think if Nigma, for example, picks another strength hero, they might be a little bit too bulky to burst down unless Liquid simply run over them in the laning phase, which of course we did say yesterday. So wouldn't put it beyond them. As for Nigma, they have a lot of control right now. Every hero offers that. Bat Ride is a bit weak in the laning phase. If they want to run this as a 5 bat, it would probably be nice to have something that can actually synergize with on the lane, something that maybe benefits a lot from the chase down potential or has a stun itself. And if you're up against the Monkey King, Ray's already gone, this is a bit annoying. Trying to think actually off the top of my head. First day of the game. First game of the day. Words. Hard to get the right way around. I don't think there's like an extreme gotcha pick right now with this Monkey King puck flexibility. Like Liquid are keeping it quite open, so I think Nigma need to just focus on what they want. They need a solid right clicker right now. As I mentioned, something that syncs up with StarLadder. Lifestealer, yep. Alright, this works. I wasn't sure if they wanted to go this way just because there's not necessarily a hero you're going to outright sustain off of, but the Monkey King Lifestealer matchup, while Monkey King you think would have a brutal advantage, it's the StarLadder factor. It's that minus armor that enables Lifesteal to be good. It's also a beautiful thing because Lifestealer can build Deso. So you can have that double minus armor strat, which is what I usually look for whenever you see these StarLadder picks come out. It's just a nice bridge point. I think Lifesteal Bloodseeker really worked that way incredibly well, is the game can be unlocked if they have a Deso, Solar Crest, or Corrosive Haze user. All of a sudden their actual damage output in fights in the mid game is noticeable. It's not a case of, well, this hero will be great at the 40-minute mark. So rounding out on both sides, there could be more tower push, I think, from both sides actually right now. There's a lot of shove, especially on the side of Nigma. Most of it on the side of Liquid is going to come from this puck. So Liquid right now could benefit from something that can just push on the lanes hard. Maybe something in the idea of like a Beastmaster type pick or an Abaddon type pick. You don't necessarily want to pick that against a Lifestealer, but an Abaddon wouldn't be bad because of the Bat Rider factor. Then again, you could still be running the Shaker as a free. I just don't know if you want that matchup against the Lifestealer. You should farm okay. I just don't know if you can greed out. And Ags in this game is really good because it gives you that ability to chase for the Snapfire in the back line as a Shaker. It's just a matter of would it take you too long to get online. Should just be a ban out of like cheese picks. I don't know if Nigma's worried about something cheesy still. Like in theory, Liquid could go for something in the Brood Mother category. I wouldn't recommend it necessarily because there's just a lot of AoE early on though, so they could count down the lane. I don't think we're gonna see a Meepo from Liquid either.
5 seconds remaining.
Although, they definitely still need this front line. This is the thing for me, is like Liquid right now just needs something that can run in and just take the brunt of the hit that's going to come out from Nigma. Because they do have a lot of damage output.
Team pick.
I like how Nigma's the one to ban TA. The beautiful irony. And the Tiny comes out. Okay, so this gives them a little bit more catch initiation. This should be 4 Tiny. And then I want to say 5 Snapfire with Bat Rider mid right now by the looks of it. Which is actually a really good pick. And a way to roll it. Because it can deal with the Monkey King. Like, it can keep range and just slowly will him down if he goes mid. And if Puck goes mid, Puck absolutely hates any damage over time-based hero. And there's your front line. All right, so Liquid, they actually get the front line out. They also deal with the issue we're talking about with building damage. In fact, both sides do. So it's actually going to be we on the Tiny in the end. I was wondering if they're going to try and be cute with this, but I guess not. So yeah, it's going to be Kura on the Snapfire. this is the well, it's going to be slightly cute. Nigma's going to be running either StarLadder or the Bat Rider in the 4. And it is going to be Bat 4. I'm kind of glad they done this. I'd prefer to see the StarLadder on the 3, just able to get a little bit of gold, guaranteed, and be more useful. I hope that GH stays on the lane. I feel like his job this game is primarily to just make sure Mind Control's lane can exist and Mike doesn't force him out by like level 4. And then, yeah, you'll have Quakefor versus with Lone Druid versus Tiny. Tiny shouldn't be too bothered by the bear, especially since it got some damage reductions, but this should more or less end up being a farming lane, unless you get a solid rotation out from the Nigma supports, which can be a bit tough due to the bear scouting, but there is toss back potential if you come around and say GH hits back with the Flame Break and Tiny gets in range for the toss, they can maybe make some sort of cute play. But I don't think that's likely to happen. I think what is more likely to happen in this type of game is that we rotate the outer lanes where he can easily exploit kills onto the Monkey King. Puck, not so much. Boxy should be more or less safe, and I hope that Tiger doesn't rotate too soon, because I think Boxy might need to be guarded somewhat level 1-2 through to 3. This has been a big thing with Puck in the off lane, is the hero is still a dominant pick, but if you actually leave it alone from the get-go, it just gets forced out almost instantly and fails to have a game. All right, with that, we're underway. Game number 1, guys. Best of 3 here. Whoever wins this will be going up against Alliance in that best of 5 grand final.
Prepare for battle.
And it looks like Nigma are going to move free bot to start with to see how things go. And no, wait. Are they switching? They're switching this up. Okay, they're actually switching this up. Wee's going to be going on the out lanes with the Tiny. And you'll be able to actually deal with the puck situation a little bit better, in fairness. And also, when you're talking about like the mid matchup, Tiny would get pretty roughed up by the Monkey King. I think either way, it can be pretty rough. But also, Quakefor is going to be on the out lane. So both teams are actually shifting the lane situation around a little bit. And I don't think necessarily either one of these has been anticipated either. This is actually probably the better scenario for Liquid with this Bat Rider situation, is if he can't play against the Monkey King. As I think that's one of the better lanes for the Bat Rider in this game, is to just be able to actually shut out the Monkey King early on. This hero doesn't have much in the way of armor, so you can actually just right-click him out of the lane pretty quickly. It will always see the bear, but there's nothing suspicious about this. It's just a bear trying to grab a rune, so it will now be revealed quick for this here, but I don't think they'll think too much of it just yet. And I don't think they're going to musical lane too much. Yeah, it's just this one. Or is it? All right, the line has been drawn, actually. They're doing a full switch up here. Someone put on the party music because this has turned into musical chairs all of a sudden. So Miracle should be going to bot. Wee is going to come back to mid, and it looks like Mind Control is going to go to top. I do think out of the 3 melee heroes, this makes a bit more sense. Any melee hero in this game is going to suffer a little bit against the Monkey King. It's just the Tiny can deal with it a bit better because, well, 1, you've got a lot of health, and 2, you actually move quicker than your other 2 components. And obviously, you can actually pressure with this times tri lane scenario. Once you get level 2, you can just get a point into the open wounds and maybe look for a kill. Especially if Insani is playing too far forward. Boxy already has 2 as well. So they're going to leave Mind Control alone. I don't know how long you want to commit to this bot tri lane. I feel like letting your StarLadder suffer like this is a bad thing. And in fact, your StarLadder might just die at this rate if he's not careful. They won't die for it. There's maybe a situation where you could actually have done that without letting him get away alive. But it's better just keep him on low HP. Then you make sure he doesn't feel comfortable ever CSing. And you can already see that actually if they right-click him a few times, he'll die here because they have both nukes. And on the bot lane, they're trying to pressure this Lone Druid. Sure, you'll slow down his farm a little bit, but I'm more concerned about what's going to happen with the other 2 lanes because the Monkey King is get to a stage where he's more or less free farming. The only way this turns around is if we finds like a cheeky toss-back play. And then top will just turn into a free farm for the puck. I mentioned that both of these heroes kind of need the opener to be solid for them, right? With the StarLadder or the Puck, both of them need a good start to the lane. But once you get going off that first 2-3 creep waves, Puck is the one that can solo in that one-on-one engagement. And it looks like they've given up on the pressure. They're actually going to bring Kuro around. He will be spotted coming around the back, though. He should be slapping down that sentry as soon as Boxy moves back, though. All right, his spidey senses aren't tingling, then. Okay, this lead's getting a little bit worrying. Obviously, we can't go for the tree grab build. You need all the points in the avalanche toss, because the only way you're ever killing the Monkey King is burst with a rotation. So if you just try and actually go for the tree, you're moving too slow, and the Monkey King can always just chase you down. It's the only reason Mike hasn't picked up on Oof. If he saw that the tree was grabbed by the Tiny, he would have an Orb of Venom on him already. You actually see how easy it is for a Puck at this point. Double Fairy Fire, still has loads of regen, can just burn her through Koras even though he's his strength hero, and doesn't have to give a damn. Well, good news for the side of Nigma is the lifesteal is farming really well. I really am a bit concerned about Wee's slow start on the farm though. Mind Control is finding some CS now that they've rotated up the snap fire, which is important. I think it's a little bit easier for Liquid to leverage a small CS advantage just because of the heroes they have. Like, Puck doesn't need as much to function as a StarLadder, for example. And the Monkey King can do a lot with little. You actually just do a race towards boots to make your first rotation. Usually you'll find kills. Quick for in the bot lane, though. In a little bit of trouble. Able to get away. And Miracle now baits himself, however. GH is diving, looking for the kill in the quick spot, but he can't find it in the root. Oh, the bear. That filthy bear. Quakebot will go down, though. GH gets first blood and gives his life.
Thanks and have fun.
That was a little bit dicey. Mike with a very early rotation, by the way, and he gets the kill. Miracle is going to go down still. So 2-for-1 exchange, but first blood did, of course, go the way of the Bat Rider and Nigma. Foxy's actually willing to take a lot of harassment here. Understandable to an extent. Ping Puck, obviously, you get decent value out of those tangos, and you're going to force the salve out of mind control and response. That rotation was a little bit of space for Weed to get some gold, though. That's what I will say. You still, yes, you get the skill into Miracle, but you're going to rotate, and they're just going to do the same as you can already see in the mid. GH, however, if he goes down, this is looking nice. With the Frost Blast to slow him down, they decide against it as we rotates. Avalanche. He's still too slow. Alright, he'll toss them on top of each other with harassment, but he wishes he had boots right now. Especially now that he's playing on the outer lanes. That's where you can actually do some stuff with that. I do like the fluidity Liquid are trying with these lanes, though. And as I... What? Okay. Wee's gonna live. You look away for a moment. That probably shouldn't have been a kill. The only thing I can think of is they let too many sticky napalms build up, and then they got double flame break back into the arms of Wee. That shouldn't be happening necessarily, but it's one of those things you can get caught out by. A good Bat Rider can screw your lane like that. All of a sudden, Wee has a game. His lane was a little bit rough. His start was a little bit mediocre on the CS side of things, but with that double kill, he's feeling pretty good right now. And also Bat, yeah, he actually now has the tranks, so he can run around the map, be pretty aggressive. Maybe he tries to rotate mid. I'm not sure either of these mid is actually killable at this stage, though. Like, Lone Druid himself is actually tanky, has the Roar. Now, Miracle, on that lifestealer up to over 1,000 HP, has a Buckler as well. But, however, there can be a fight. Avalanche toss on the free, a lot of damage done, but now they're going to turn around on the Wii. Needs to move away quickly. Yeah, just trying to tap him down, but they don't have the balance strike anymore, so he'll get off. Power Tiny, ladies and gentlemen. Just basically be a ridiculously tanky behemoth of health. And we go for the phase as well, so this lane should do less damage to him. When you actually think about their damage output, it's on the side of Liquid, it's definitely going to be mostly physical. Because you can have the Monkey King, you can have the Lone Druid, who's likely building the Deso build this type of game. And then also, you're talking about Puck, who, while you have magical damage, your right click's going to be pretty fearsome early on. So even if there's a rotation there, he's more threatened by the right click side of things. Talking about Puck, Mind Control has actually just been given all the space he needs. I think they left the Puck alone too long, and now we're seeing the results. Like, you're falling behind on XP, you're still getting decent CS, but now Mind Control is up at 33 and 7, surpassing the Puck. Shaker. Oh boy, boy. Oh no, no. Sadie will go down. Tiger's courier will get sniped out. The creeps will probably kill Tiger. Mike is hiding in the tree line. It's backfiring quick. Nikkei just has to get the hell out of here quick. We'll be able to do so just in time. The avalanche wouldn't go deep enough. But all of a sudden, Nigma are the ones who have Liquid by the balls a little here. They're still farming reasonably well. But these kind of kills that you're hemorrhaging, this is a very volatile lineup. And with the StarLadder having a good start, it'll all come together pretty quickly. And Boxy, he's just gone and away just in time. Whew. A little bit too close for comfort. Looks like Liquid are going to try and actually pivot around the Puck, though. The most logical play they have, because you do have the Dream Call available, just stick Mike back in a situation where it's probably going to be the one-on-one, and you can already see that Quick falls back to the jungle. But Nigma were quick to anticipate this. They've got a deep ward already, so they can see everything that's happening around that area. They know when people are patrolling through and when people are coming through. Miracle in the mid lane. Why not that swinging arm? Tiger will block him off, but he'll just try and stand and fight. But there's so many heroes here from Liquid. If this doesn't work, it's going to be a lot of time wasted. The cookie in. Looks for a kill. Just toss on the spot, and they get the Monkey King instead. Responding number for number. Every time Liquid shows up with these aggressive moves, Nigma is just looking to match them piece for piece. And I also just noticed our Zoom is being... Why? Alright, I'm going to have to redo my config file because it doesn't work. Boxy's going to have to rethink his life as he's just gone. There we go. That should deal with the fast zooming for you guys. I think I'm going to have to reinstall Dota, folks.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Second day in a row where it's done this, even though there's a foul. GH won't even be punished for this. Right now, Nigma just do whatever the hell they want. I don't see any move Liquid want to make necessarily in the next 2 minutes. They need an item to pivot off. I mean, look at your Monkey King. He doesn't even have treads after a dominant start, right? He goes for the 3 Wraith Bands. He looked really good off the lane. And then unable to really do anything with that. Instead, he just starts dying. Boxy is nowhere near that Veil. They'll have to fight bot, though. They see the numbers advantage, and they cut off Wii. He hasn't got much in the way of mana. Quaker's Bear will not be pushed far enough away. And the call, the root, everything to hold Wii in place. Liquid, they finally find a situation where the side of Nigma can't match their numbers. It's important that you actually get this done as well, because it's already 3,000 gold. You don't know the exact number of your Team Liquid, of course, but you have an inclination this is starting to get a little out of control. And when you think about the volatility in Nigma's lineup, you can already see it coming into effect, right? Corrosive Haze, Tiger. He will just go down. And this is going to get rougher because you already see what Miracle is queued up. He's going Armlet into the Deso. This is about that double minus armor, the rapid ramp up that we were talking about earlier in the draft. Mind Control all of a sudden is just feeling really confident. Doesn't even need a double bracer. 1 bracer plus the raindrop. With the phase boots, he's more or less unkillable. Monkey King, however, that was not even a lasso. That was just a casual rundown. This is getting mighty problematic. We've seen why Monkey King can be such a dominant force, but we've also seen over the years why it can be a fragile hero, right? Where if you fall behind a little bit, it feels like your game is over. You need someone to kind of, you know, feed you a kill or two and get you back in the game. Kisses out. Quaker just gone. The fissure was too late to save the day. Kuro might go down, but mission accomplished in his eyes. He's done what he needed to. And while that's happening, there is a movement round. Nigma are wrapping behind the side of Liquid, and they brought all their forces, and they see it. They're moving the trees. They might be able to get out. Although if they commit like that, toss in. Boxy will dodge out. Has to throw down the Dream Coil. Gets stunned instantly. Avalanche. And nice vision to block him out. They can't find the kill. Fairy Dragon gets away. Tiger's going to get dragged. Sister Gaze count that out, so GH can't move away quick enough. And all of a sudden, Quick for rushing the bear over. With the fear coming out, will allow him to get the kill into the Bat Rider. And Tiny, still here. Avalanche toss across. Not able to kill anyone. Just make sure that he's not going to be the next hit on the list. And does create the space that Miracle takes the mid-tower. All in all, still favorable for the side of Nigma because they did get their hands on that tier 1 in the mid. And the gold exchange, while in the battle, favors Liquid a little bit. You're going to see a situation where you're not to a 5,000 net worth lead. And these item timings are going to be pretty crucial. You're going to need something very soon on the side of Liquid to pivot off. To just give you this high leverage in a fight. Monkey King at least does have the treads now, but he's nowhere near this Echo Saber. He needs someone else to funnel the food down his throat. Maybe Boxy. If he can complete this Veil, that might be the bridge gap they need. You can just see that Wii is constantly on the hunt. He doesn't really care as much about the farm side of things. He's just trying to connect with kills. He understands his role in this game isn't to be high on the net worth. It's to be high on the kill charts. Echo Slam bot. Big target found. The one that is farming is Miracle. And instead, he's going to start farming heroes. That was an Echo Slam with no follow-up. Boxy will get out. Or will he? He hung around to try and save Insignia's life. For his captain, he says. But for his captain, he'll die. And there's no escape from that. Puck will go down. Double kill for Kura. And it looks like it's going to be free dead as Insania is being chased onto by Wii with the DD. With the corrosive haze there as well. One Punch Man has arrived. And Liquid just are seemingly crumbling a little. I say a little. It's definitely feeling discombobulated. That Echo Slam is meant to be your hoorah, right? Your big moment that inspires you to take a good fight. But it comes too soon. They're not able to get in quick enough. And all of a sudden, things are turned around on the Quick as well. He thought it was an easy kill onto an old lady. Just waiting at the bus stop. And instead, she just gets in the driver's seat and runs him over. We in the mid lane. Dream Call. This would be an amazing kill if they can get it. But he's so goddamn tanky. He's wasting a lot of their time. Will still go down as the reinforcements can't get there in time. And Liquid finally able to just start basically trading these kills. And when you're this far behind, any trade is going to be favorable for you. Yeah, you lose your lone druid. Sure, you didn't get the lifestealer, but who cares? The Tiny is worth just as much at this point. Tiger now halfway towards that blink. This is the thing they're looking for. Once they actually get that online, they can start to make some big plays. The Echo Slams won't feel rushed. You can actually just wait patiently for them. Also give them a secondary form of initiation on the back line, which is crucial at this stage of the game. You saw the damage that the Mortimer Kisses are doing. And at this rate, like, Kura is going to get decent timing on the level 2 ultimate. And the damage is just going to melt through the side of Liquid. They don't have the tankiest of heroes. You mentioned this in the drafting phase, right? They don't have that many frontliners. The lone druid was meant to bridge that whole issue. So that still means that the Puck is susceptible. The Lich is susceptible. Monkey King, most definitely. Even the Shaker. And then when you look at items on the other side, when Lifesteal now has that armlet, he's almost got the Desert complete. This is when they can just go straight into Roche. They'll want to pick off before they do it, but once he has that Desolator complete, they'll probably try and pick off the Shaker or force an Echo Slam usage, and then once that happens, Nigma can just go into the pit. And yeah, Mind Control is still coming to the pipe. Almost has it complete now. It's interesting to see StarLadder as the way they're getting played like this right now. It's this bully type laner who basically fulfills the similar role we've seen from last patches offlaners. It's just, instead of relying on this dispel to be valid, you just amplify damage instead, right? You're this offlaner who doesn't need to build a Solar Crest because he's already got that kind of effect in a spell that actually increases damage output. And yeah, Boxy just goes straight for the blink. There's no point in the Veil anymore. The Veil actually had a point where it would have had an impact, and it was like 4 minutes ago. Question is, what does we want to do next? He didn't go for the blink build, he went for the drums, so he's just looking to run in. They're just looking to kind of overwhelm Liquid as they do that in the bot lane, find a puck. And that was the blink reveal from GH. That's him a nice kill. Slows down the puck a little bit. A crucial moment when he was just about to get the goal for the blink dagger. And straight into the pit they go. That's a good enough kickoff, they say. The Deso now complete. Corrosive Haze at level 2. Roche is paper. Nigma are the shredders. There you go. Aegis in the hands of Miracle. And they've already taken all the tier 1s out, so tier 2's next on the shopping block. Nigma should be able to get them all down before the Aegis even gets close to expiring, really. Liquid could try and find them splintered a little. There is 1 or 2 heroes off separate, but it's only GH, and he has the blink dagger, so he can get through. Dreamcore's going to come out of the back line. They think they found the opportunity. They'll go in with the Wukong. Balance strike connects on the 3. The raw through as well. Beautiful combo. With the Chain Frost bouncing around, they'll get the killer Snapfire already. We trying to move away. Slow down too much, and that Chain Frost still bouncing. Means they can just pursue through. Mind Control will sliver away. They keep Vision for the time being. They are going to keep chasing. Vision still not available for a long time, though, so they'll let him get away. Nigma do cauterize the wound. They minimize the casualties. They keep it down to 2, but suddenly Liquid are finally able to find some more gold. Much needed as well. When you got these link daggers coming out, right, the Shaker's picked up his, the Puck has picked up his as well, you're feeling like you should be achieving max impact. And while getting the kill on Tiny is never something you'll complain about, what you're really hoping for is that StarLadder kill, that 3rd kill on top. As there's a huge reveal of double blink, you feel like you should actually be able to do more with it. The Nigma really are that far ahead. The Miracle just confidently runs in wherever he chooses. They can't push on the tower just yet. As Qualifier is pushed in top, so that's not an option. They'd have to commit to mid, which means Liquid can try and set up if they want to defend this. They still have the big ultimates. Wukong's no. Beko Slam is there, as is the Dream Core. And GH. Excuse me. Wants himself a kill. Won't be able to find it, but he zones them away. Miracle gets the tower in the meantime. And Qualifier, he's probably just going to stay out as long as possible. He needs to get his Deso complete before he's even willing to fight. And once he even has that Deso, his main priority is kind of just keep pushing. As for Mind Control, yeah, straight into Blink. After you get Blink, in this type of game, a BKB wouldn't be a terrible idea for the StarLadder, just so you can chase into the back lines. It allows you to actually go with your Lifestealer, as opposed to him just being stuck fighting alone when everyone else is running away. Deso is now complete, though, on Qualifier.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Dream Cool jump. Snap the call straight away as they are on the river. They need to be quick with this. The Fissure is going to block him off, so Mind Control a little bit of trouble. Sprint's going to come off cooldown, but they throw down the Wukongs to ensure that he has nowhere to run and hide. But the Kiss is in the choke point. Will it do enough is the real question. It's still only level 1. Getting him pretty low, but Miki able to move away, and the slow's coming out. The last is going to be there to drag in the Monkey King. It kept him in place long enough that they actually get the kill, and StarLadder, however, gets out alive. And the hunt is on. They're moving forward, looking for more Flame Break to try and push back, but they're a little bit too speedy. GH isn't done, though. He's staying on top of him here, and the Sani is getting low, but the Master Madness gets activated. Tiger does blink away just in time. The bear is being eaten right now. Some people like cow. You know, some people prefer venison, and some people are just berries. You can already see that Mind Control, after getting away barely in one piece, does move across immediately to the mid lane, understands that actually, with them starting to leverage the advantage again, they need to keep everything pushed in. So that next time when they catch Liquid out like that, or counter Liquid's attempt, they can immediately punish it by taking an objective. Which is something they couldn't do in that situation when it's so far out of the base. That was just level 1 kisses, folks. Kurok, he almost had the level 2 kisses. Once that's online, the amount of damage there, if that happens again, Liquid lose 2. Probably more, actually. To be honest, Monkey King would have been dead if that was the level 2 kisses at this point. Just a quick little pause. I think this is actually one of the things that makes Snap Fire feels so lethal as well. I feel as if with each change to the map, we're getting a high priority around these kind of choke points, right? You've got these stairs around Roche that we saw time and time again before they removed these shrines here. Even around the Roche area, it feels pretty tight, pretty snug. All these areas you funnel into on the map, like this has always been a thing with the base. And then you've got this hero, right? Which absolutely loves the choke point. And Liquid are playing a lineup that really wants their opponent stacked, right? You've got the Dream Cooler, you've got the Echo Slam, you've got the Chain Frost. You want to try and force them into a brawl scenario and funnel them in. But that means that you're usually chasing in pretty rapidly yourself, and you can get caught out as a result. Tiny, however, will be caught out rapidly by the side of Liquid. Trying to move away, he is tanky, but there will be a Dream Call to ensure he can't escape, and the reinforcements coming in will back off, as they were happy to just take the tower top for the course. There's a TP in, though. They got an Infest Bomb ready. They actually want to fight this, despite the fact they don't have the Tiny for 30 seconds. Jump in, jump out, Qualifier, get shaken about, and he's just back into the base, immediately dead for 45 seconds. Mike looking to make his escape. Doesn't actually jump into the tree in time. Has to throw out the Boundless Strike. Will still get out. A little bit dicey for him, though. Liquid will just return to tending to the lanes. They got punished immediately after they shoot their aggression. And Aegis has been reclaimed now. So Miracle is a slightly more vulnerable target. I say slightly because at this stage in the game, he shouldn't really be going down. Heaven's Halberd, 2.2k HP with the armlet off. And plenty of ways to save him, whether it's a toss out, whether it's the stuns being thrown on top of him to just zone away his opponents. And then when you're talking about stuns, like where is the magic community? When's it going to come? Because you can actually see the next priority for Mike is, okay, he sees the issue around being squishy. That's not what he's tending to. He thinks the issue is more damage right now, so he's going for the Diffu. And then Quake for trying to get a little bit more lockdown, go for this Basher build. So then you are very much relying on how good your Dream Calls can be and how on point Tiger's going to be with these fissures to cut up the fights with the Echo Slams, control your opponents. As Nigma are likely in a scenario where if they just wanted, they could go double Magic Immunity and then just run at you. It looks like Mind Control isn't sure what he wants just yet. He wants the death maybe, or is it the other way around? Jump in. Tiger got him 3 hits. Mike threw down the Wukongs and Mind Control down to half HP, but all of a sudden Mike, he's feeling the pain. He can't fight this lifesteal. He's too goddamn strong. He'll get the lifesteal, but it won't make any difference. You can't range Supreme of the lifestealer himself, as 4 are dead now on the side of Liquid. We're going to make it 5 as they run into the base. Boxy will move away just in time. They didn't quite cue that correctly, so they weren't able to Infest Bomb on top of him, but this is going to be Buildings dying, and they're going to die quick. And we finally escalated towards high ground. This is what we were saying in the previous fight. Is the reason that Nigma couldn't do this is because Liquid would actually bring the aggression out into the map. But the moment that Liquid are back on the defensive, if you give them this opportunity, they're just going to work with it. And Mind Control, what looked like a whoopsie attempt at a crush, ends up baiting the side of Liquid into jumping on top of him. A 2.5k HP hero with a pipe complete. That's never likely to go well for the side of Liquid. And this is the thing, they're just trying to scale up raw damage to outdo their opponents. They don't have a Spirit Vessel builder. They don't have that advantage in this type of game. And they can't really decide whether they'd want to. I mean, if you could, who would you build it on is the first factor. But even if you did, it doesn't address the lifestealer issue. You just need more lockdown, more damage to kill him off. And he's the core aspect of Nigma's damage right now, as we saw in that last fight. I'm trying to think actually what item really gives Liquid a chance to hop back in here. I don't think the Diffu is it. I understand Mike's need for it in this type of game. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. I don't blame him for not going BKB. I don't think you survive with a BKB, except for running away quicker. In fact, there's just a lasso, right? So if you put a BKB on this Monkey King, you're just going to get dragged away straight away and killed. Every time. You could argue bulking up, but right now, like, the raw HP element isn't going to help you as much. At least with the Diffu, you're getting a decent amount of agi, so that's just scale your armor up a little bit more. Which is your big concern. You need to be above 20 armor by default. And even then, yeah, they've got a lot of minus armor. They can minus 20 to you. But it's not the hero that's going to build, for example, an AC. You don't scale on the health front enough to feel good about it. Not to mention the fact you have a lone druid, which is more likely to build it any day of the week. And Liquid, time to tend to the siege. As Miracle moves on in, and with a 16,000 net worth value. Echo Slam, jump in. Lassier's going to come up. Interrupts the interference, and straight away they just turn on them. They're going to lose 2. Buyback comes out the Monkey, but the Shaker is down and dead, and the Kiss is zoning the rest of Liquid away. It just looks so simple for the side of Nigma. They just run in, they just tank everything. They look at the side of Liquid, and they go, "You're toast." And he's going deep. Hunt time. On the spot, Insania, 2 more hits will do it. The Wukong goes down, the Root's going to come out, but look at this. Miracle just runs in deeper, forcing them away. Insania's already dead, and Mike not feeling safe in his own home. Miracle will have to move away, though, because he's starting to feel the pain a little bit. Will infest into GH and just retreat. But that doesn't mean he's done here. They still have an advantage. They've used most of their spells on the side of Liquid. Now they need to actually be careful. Tiger goes in, stun control. We able to move away in time. And Quake for his bear trying to fight up here, but Slithering Crush is going to come out. The Balance Strike crew connects on the multiple heroes, but Miracle is unleashed again with a rage. Tiger's going to go down. Dead once more for 30 seconds. Mike is also going to fall, and GG's going to be called as Nigma. They've reversed this around. They're going to be the ones taking game 1 this time around. And if this series looks anything like this first game, it might end up being a 2-0 in their favor this time. And my, oh my, how the tables have turned. How when you come down into Nigma's territory of traditionally these lower bracket runs, all of a sudden they come out swinging, and Liquid, they're going to have to seriously reconsider how they approach this laning phase. I think when you look back at this game, it's the shuffling of lanes that really screwed the pooch a little. If you leave in that situation against Mike on the mid, it's not too bad. But because you circulate the lanes and you become maybe a little bit prioritized on getting Quake for a better laning situation, I think that's when you saw the supports of Liquid start to kind of converge towards his location and make his game better. The problem with doing that is, like, Lone Druid is obviously this volatile hero that can actually, with a good start, ball through the mid game, destroy all the towers, and give you an advantage. But your Puck being left alone, Boxy, while having a dominant start and shutting out the StarLadder very convincingly, was then left in a 2-on-1. And this hero will still suffer. Sure, it will get a farm occasionally, and that's not the issue. The issue is that you had a lead over the StarLadder, and then you let up off him. All of a sudden, you get him back in the game. And Nigma can pivot an advantage off a good laning phase coming out from the side of Nigma in the Miracle lane and in mind controls as well. And then you just see with these rotations, able to then suddenly connect with the supports. He gets that advantage he needs. I think if you could maybe keep Tiny on his own little island in a one-on-one lane, where Nigma can't necessarily get the easiest of rotations towards that mid lane, and then instead you try and pivot an advantage around the boxy lane, maybe Liquid have a better shot here. But credit where credit is due. Nigma, Miracle farmed like a madman. Mind control was actually nigh on unassailable. And the way they forced Liquid into these choke points worked to their advantage each and every time. They always had the lasso as a drag back and split the fight option. But Kuro with these kisses was time and time again, and a huge frustration for the side of Liquid. That's only game 1. We're going to need at least one other game. And if Liquid don't get it together quick, it might only be one other game for them. We're going to have a short break, and then we'll return for game number 2 between Team Liquid and Nigma.